start the season. And while the defense has looked every bit of the defense that we've wanted to see, the offense has struggled. And the question now remains, is Matt Eberflus back on the hot seat after maintaining his job this offseason? We're going to talk about that, plus winners and losers from the game, all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. It's me and Bobby in the building today to give you guys the daily episode on Monday after a loss to the Indianapolis Colts. Bobby was out tailgating during the game. I don't understand how you could tailgate during some bullshit like that, bro. Like, you're a better man than me, bro. I was pissed all the game. I couldn't even get on the damn live call after halftime because I was pissed off, bro. Like,
bro,
it just is what it is, man. It's just frustrating, man.
I wanted to kick the whole TV over. They lucky it wasn't mine. For real, bro.
But all this turmoil and everything now around the Bears has kind of brought up a situation from this offseason. So we know that Ryan Poles, the Bears front office, they sat down, they deliberated for, I think they said 3 days over making the decision of what was going to happen with Matt Eberflus. The Bears slow start, the 1-2 start to start the season through the first 3 weeks of the season, has now started the conversation again on, is Matt Eberflus's job on the line at the end of the season? We talked a little bit about it on the post game. We didn't go into far detail. I have my opinion on it, but Bobby, I'm going to turn it over to you first, since you didn't get to go on the post game show yesterday. How are you feeling about the confidence level in Matt Eberflus maintaining his job by the end of this season?
Right now, it's a tricky question. I'll be real with you because it's coming after a loss. But I think that they still going to allow him time. Rightfully so. It's only 3 games. But the things that are concerning for me are the football stuff. I'm not talking about his defense because they've been playing well. But we're talking about the guys that you've placed in charge and now in your second offense. What the hell happened to Shane Waldron? Like, did you forget how to structure an offense? And then more focus on Matt Eberflus. I'm looking at some of the bonehead stuff he's been doing. You waste 2 challenges last week versus the Texans that we knew. We like, bro, why would you even throw that? Then you come in this game, your communication amongst your offensive staff, it has to be better. Y'all doing stupid stuff. Your team don't even know, number one, that after this touchdown that they going for 2. And you wasted a timeout. If the damn offense ain't ready, take the penalty and take the extra point at that point and grill their ass on the sideline to get it together.
Yeah.
And then you took another timeout later in the game. And you only, after the touchdown, and you still within striking distance, now you only got 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning. That's it. If you take care of the simple stuff, you place yourself in a better light, or at least in a better chance to win the game that you was absolutely supposed to win. So the seat is heating up. The seat is heating up, but I do believe that these guys will allow him some more time.
I agree with that. And I said it on because Dub asked me this question when we were doing the post-game show. And the thing that I said is that it really comes down to how accountable Ryan Poles holds himself for the offensive line and how bad the Bears season is. Like, I think if the Bears end up winning like 3 games this season, he's on the hot seat regardless. But let's say that the Bears season is for the most part pretty solid. Of course, they've already suffered, some setbacks or whatever, injuries, things like this. But if Ryan Poles looks at it and says, listen, we came into this season, I didn't address the offensive line in a way that I really needed to. Matt Eberflus has 1 year left on his contract. Let's let him see this out. I'm going to do everything I can to improve this offensive line in this offseason. That's the way that I think if the season goes left, they still have more than enough time to turn it around. If they turn it around, take this conversation, throw it away. I'm just saying if this offense continues to struggle like this the whole entire season while the defense continues to shine and do what it's done, I think at that point, Matt Eberflus could still keep the job if Ryan Poles ultimately holds himself accountable for the state of the offensive line.
Now I'm gonna say if Matt Eberflus is you need 9 wins with this team, bro, at a minimum.
That's fair. And
I think that if he doesn't eclipse that benchmark, you know what I'm saying, succeed that, he got to be gone. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's still, I'm with you. It's still kind of early to make that determination because we've seen it last season. They had a strong finish to the season, and we've seen it, you know what I'm saying, with a team that's right up the north, the team that's up in the north that wear that ugly ass uniform. They had a bad start to their season, wasn't the best, and then they went on a run and got hot, and that's why everybody was now on a bandwagon that could be a Super Bowl contender. So it's still early to say that, but Matt Eberflus, he got to clean up on the game management stuff. This is how you knock yourself out of the games. Like, keep it real. Keep it real. After what we seen the Chicago Bears do versus the Houston Texans, we had a lot of confidence that they was going to come in here and take care of business.
Yeah.
That's a coaching thing with me. Your guys wasn't ready.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Like, and that's why I'm just looking at it and trying to read the tea leaves, because we know that this offensive line is absolutely a problem, and that's really the only thing that the caveat, because you gave them everything else. The defense has done its job. Like, there's another thing, I don't know if you got to watch the post game show or not, where C-Dub was kind of more so saying that the defense needed to hold some of the blame there. And the way I look at it is that the defense shouldn't have to be perfect. Now, I mean, they did give up 155 yards on the ground and things like that, but like overall, Matt Eberflus, the defensive coordinator, has done a pretty damn good job. It's this offense that is the biggest thing right now. And I love that you said 9 wins. I think that is a really good, that shows continuing improvement. But let me throw this to you, Bobby. Even if the Bears have another strong finish to the season, at what point is it going to be that you look at it and say, yeah, strong finish is cool, but like, if you can't maintain some form of success throughout the season, we can't keep giving you a caveat because you can finish the season strong.
That's a great point, and I'm right on par with that. And from watching the game yesterday, you know what I'm saying, and not having to really break it down post game, being able to digest it, it allowed me to think of a situation, bro. Because I believe Caleb Williams, outside of the 2 interceptions, he took another step forward. He definitely. Even though I didn't want him passing 52 times, he completed 63% of his passes. And he was able to do a few things that we liked. But I don't want us to get into the Justin Herbert situation. The quarterback that has been overcoming, but the coaching was the problem. And it was hurting them. You know what I'm saying? We hope that Jim Harbaugh can go over there and, continue his improvement and his ascension up. But we seen Anthony Lynn screw it up for Justin Herbert. We seen Stanley, you know what I'm saying, who was supposed to be a defensive guy, screw it up for Justin Herbert. I don't want Matt Eberflus to place this young talent in that type of position to where he's, taking hits, taking beatings, and then, you know what I'm saying, he's not able to finish off games.
Yeah.
Matt Eberflus got to help in that regard. And C-Dub, I love you, dog. But nah, offense, this all on the offense, bro. You can't get a pick and then give one right away and expect the defense to hold. They just got off the field. The man just took his helmet off. They like, nah, gang.
Exactly.
We going back in. We going back in. Nah. And Haize, since yesterday, bro, they only gave up 21 points. Before that, no team scored over 20. And they only broke the 8-game record by 1 point because the team scored 21. The defense did what what they was able to do with the shit that was given to them.
And I completely agree with you. Like, the defense has been doing its job, and that's why I say, like, yeah, did it have some mistakes yesterday? Yeah, but we're talking about it at this point. Like, the defense damn near has to be perfect to put us in a position to win the game, and that's just not sustainable. That's not good. Like, you shouldn't want that from your defense. You shouldn't need that from your defense to where your defense has to be damn near perfect for you to be able to win a football game. That's just not the way that it should have to be. And the fact that we are here, that's a bad sign with the offense. Like, the offense right now, the defense is putting you in position to win games, and that's not something that we expected. That, right? That's not something that's a surprise to us. We expected the defense to be a big part of why the Bears are in games early. We talked about it. We tried to tell you guys to prepare for that this offseason. But even this, it's been even worse than I was expecting. Like, our offense inability to put points on the board. Like, 2 touchdowns in the second half. You get some credit. That's some signs of life. But we just got to have better performers from the offense consistently.
We do, bro. And I think that Shane Waldron, bro, if you ain't, like, my thing is, if you're going to test out Swift and Rojo, test them out early in the game. Yeah. But whoever has the hot hand, feed them. Why are we pussyfooting around with this like we don't know football? If they not stopping it, Feed the hot hand, bro.
It's
Feed the hot
simple.
hand. You don't
It's
shoot
simple.
yourself in the foot by saying, all right, Rojo, you just picked up this crucial first down. Swift, come on, go in. Like, this man is not a young man. You treat him like he's 35 years old. Go pick
Yeah.
up these last 5 yards so we can punch this shit in. It's been, the game gonna have ebbs and flows, but you don't need the coaches screwing it up. Put these guys in position to succeed. Calling a read option on 4th and 1 when you need the points and they was hard to come by.
Bro, and like I said before, the perfect formation for that would have been your 2 tight end set, Rojo as your fullback, either Swift or Herbert as your halfback. Because the defense has to think at that point. You can go to your tight ends, they can go out, they can run slant routes, they can go out. You still have your wide receivers in that game. You have the ability, Rojo can pass block for you, or you can give him the ball. You got Swift or Herbert out. Like, it's just at this, like, Shane Waldron was supposed to, he was boasted as like this creative offensive coordinator. And I'm sorry, I haven't seen nothing creative from Shane Waldron yet. Nothing.
And I think that one is frustrating because, like, you see early in the game the bubble screens being utilized effective, but then in the second half they was on your heels and you ran it too many times. And like I said, I still think that Caleb Williams, he made his mistakes. No excuses for that. But for him to throw 52 times, he performed better than what I thought he would be with 52 pass attempts. But you gotta give him some type of stability. You have to.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there, bro. No notes on that one, man. Let's get out of that. Overall, we'll see what happens with Matt Eberflus. Still a lot of season left, so this is a premature conversation, but I think it's a good one to have at this point. To kind of like where do we go now from here? And I think that's going to help dictate a lot of things with this Bears team. But let's start off. Let's get into some positive. What were something that stood out to you positively in yesterday's game? Players, concepts, whatever it is. What's some of the positives from you in last night's game?
First and foremost, the progression with Caleb Williams. I think he took care of, you know what I'm saying? He handled the operation well. He did make a mistake, you know what I'm saying, with the interception. I feel like he was a little late on that. He should have just sailed it over. I think he'll look at that and they'll probably discuss that. The second one, I believe it was like a 50-50. It hit Rome, but it also was tipped a little bit too. So, and then Jalen Jones just had himself a day. My goodness.
Yeah.
He just had himself a day. So you got to tip your hats to that. But I also think that it was good that he found that, you know what I'm saying, with the struggles of the run game, it was still good that Rome got busy, Cole Kmet got some action, and DJ Moore did what DJ Moore does. You know what I'm saying? And so I take those positives with that, and then that's just how we gotta leave it. They gotta score touchdowns too, though. They gotta put the ball in the end zone, man. If you want to utilize your defense to what they're capable of, you gotta play with a lead sometime. Damn.
Yeah. Facts. I agree with that. And yeah, the progression from Caleb, the fact that the passing game is it looked solid at times. Like I talked about on the post game show, I love the way that we distributed the ball. Like when you look at the number of targets that we spread out to the different players on the Chicago Bears yesterday, I think that was a really good balance. And if you limit those turnovers, it can put you in a better spot. But like the 11 targets to Rome Odunze, 11 to Cole Kmet, 10 to DJ Moore, 5 to Roshan, 4 to DeAndre Swift, 6 to DeAndre Carter, and then 1 to Gerald Everett. That's a nice balance, especially considering how it was a struggle for the offense to stay on the field at times. Like, I like the balance right now. The 52 pass attempts. Let's find better passing between the run and the pass game. You got to find better pass between better balance between that. But I do like the fact that the pass game seems like it may have started going. Let's see how they build off on it the next week. Another positive for me is that we used our weapons. Rome Odunze and Cole Kmet. We used them finally, and that was one of my things, my keys to coming into this game is like find a way to put the ball in the hands of your weapons. And we did that in a large part yesterday with Cole Kmet and Rome Odunze. Now let's build off on it. Let's do it again, right? Like those type of things. So really big positives there for me. I'll kick off the negatives. One of the biggest negatives to me was, why did we go away from Roschon Johnson? Why did we go away from Roschon Johnson, bro? Like in the first half of that game, Roschon Johnson led the team in yards per carry, and then I can't remember how many. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick while we talking. So in the first half of the game, Roschon Johnson had 6 carries for 18 yards. It's an average of 3, the highest on the team. It's fine, other than Caleb, but he had 1 run for 8 yards. But of people who handle the ball multiple times, he had the highest average. In the second half of the game, Roschon Johnson only got 2 carries in the second half of this game, but he still led the team in yards per carry at 6 yards per carry. Why do we go away from that? Why do we go away from it?
I absolutely don't understand it. And I'm going to say this, and I told Steve-O and I told Big Kev before the game when I talked to him, I said Swift is disappointing me. I'm real close to moving off of him simply because right now, you know what I'm saying, it is only 3 games, but as of right now, he does not appear to be a confident runner of the football right now for me because he'll pick up 2 or 3 yards and bounce out of it. Stop doing that, bro. You ain't gonna hit the home run every run, bro. But you can't shoot yourself in the foot by running backwards. You can't do that. And I know that all the plays ain't been called well. The bubble screens have been annoying as hell at certain moments of the game. Early in the game, when DJ Moore had to absolutely pick up the 1 yard, cool, we could take that. But don't just jump right back into it for the sake of jumping right back into it. And you gotta ride the hot hand. Stop playing softball. We playing softball right now, Haize. Play some damn physical football. Play physical football. And the best opportunity that's going to give you is to tell Rojo to hit somebody else. We tired of seeing our offensive line get hit, mugs on the ground. Hit somebody else.
Yeah. And to pick up on your DeAndre Swift thing, that was one of the criticisms coming in with DeAndre Swift. People question how much of DeAndre Swift in his breakout season last year was because he was playing against the offensive line that the Philadelphia Eagles had. He doesn't have that offensive line here. And throughout what we've seen through 3 games, it still has time to change. Those questions and concerns seem extremely valid. It seems extremely valid. Like DeAndre Swift does not look good out there. He definitely doesn't look better than Khalil Herbert. You didn't pay this man. When, I mean, for the production that we got so far, I don't see nothing special.
So it ain't living up to the bill because even some of the check down passes he's supposed to be catching, he ain't catching them either. I understand it's coming a little harder because Caleb facing a little pressure, but you the guy. Catch that shit.
Yeah. Overall, man, it's bad there. And another one that stood out to me negatively. 4 more. Caleb Williams has been sacked 13 times in 3 games.
My goodness.
13 times in 3 games, bro.
Yeah, for me, what I hope that Caleb Williams can transition to, and I'm not saying that he has to absolutely utilize his legs all the time, but if that shit collapsing, bro, buy yourself some time. At least, you know what I'm saying? He's able to work the pocket well enough, you know, in some occasions, but in some occasions, I feel like his ability to want to step up in certain situations versus just, you know, flanking out, getting on the run, I feel like that'll utilize him. But I also feel it's up to Shane Waldron as well, because Haize, in 3 games, have we seen a bootleg pass? Not many of them, probably in game 1, but after that, we ain't seen much of it.
Yeah, it got a lot that we need to work on, man. Shane Waldron is one of the biggest duds. Like the play calling, bro. I like people try to argue with me the first 2 weeks, and they're like, it's not the play calling. Play calling isn't bad. It's just the offensive line. And I'm like, hey, motherfuckers. But 2 things can be true at the same time. Because that play calling, if you couldn't see any other example of questionable play calling, especially in yesterday's game, I don't know what you're watching because you're clearly not watching the same football game I'm watching.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Because if Rojo, his runs, it was a couple of runs, he picking up 4 or 5 yards. Like, come on, bro. Run it again. Run it again. Why we go with a shotgun? And then, you know what I'm saying? It's a bubble screen now. And now we losing 3 yards. You hurting and you shooting yourself in the foot. You hurting and you shooting yourself in the foot.
And and to highlight the Shane Waldron aspect of it, and I get it. You got to have success on the ground to do it. But at the end of the day, we were coming up against a team that had allowed over 200 yards rushing in each of its first 2 games. We couldn't get 100 yards on the ground.
Bruh. Like what? Like,
Makes
bro,
no sense,
like
bro.
Another game that came on after the Bears, the Ravens versus the Cowboys. The Ravens seen the Cowboys get ran all over last week. Just last week. And they said, here, Derrick Henry, here, Lamar Jackson. We finna run. Obviously, Caleb Williams is not going to be a part of that run game. But damn, can you say, Rojo, let's go. Swift, if you ain't got it, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Herbert, come on. Something.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to find some type of offensive rhythm schematically, and we don't have that right now. But yeah, I know we focus a lot on. I think we done. Cole Kmet, Romo Dunze, the passing game getting a little bit better. Caleb taking a step up. All positives. Negatives: Shane Waldron, Matt Eberflus not being able to run the ball at all. And then of course the biggest positive as well that's been this team is the defense. I mean, that's just continue to be the thing.
For sure. I got a question for you though.
All right,
how long do you think the Vegas Jones card remains in their pocket for their running backs? I'm just saying. Like, I'm not fighting for them. I'm not trying to advocate for them to bring them back. It's just a legit question on how long you think they're gonna say, "Hey, well, Vegas was hitting the hole." You know what I'm saying?
You know, in practice the last week they moved him back to working out with the wide receivers. So I don't know if that's still there now. But I tell you what, if DeAndre Swift keeps looking this bad, bro, and don't get me wrong, I like the balance between Khalil Herbert and Roschon Johnson. I would love that if that continues. But you may have to try to get Velus a couple of snaps in there to see what he can do, because DeAndre Swift just ain't bringing it. If we're just being 100% honest, he's not bringing it.
He's not, bro. Very disappointing so far. I think he's the most disappointing player on this team right now.
Oh, facts. Me. And here's the thing, and I'm not trying to cause concern for anybody or fearmonger, but I'm gonna be honest with my opinion. Right now, this DeAndre Swift acquisition looks like it may go the route of Nate Davis. The only difference is he's it's not the health concern, it's the performance, bro. Like Nate Davis right now is the worst free agent deal that Ryan Poles has given out, right? Like, and keep in mind, Chase Claypool was a trade, so that wasn't a free agent signing.
Right.
But outside of that, DeAndre Swift is so far through 3 games, it's right up there as far as disappointment.
It's absolutely disappointing. I hope they can get it together. If me, I ain't even gonna play around with this no more. Roschon Johnson is my starter moving forward, but we know that Swift got paid. So how much does that play into the decision making from the Chicago Bears?
And that's something that we've seen a lot on people that pose either drafts or pays. He likes to keep giving people opportunities. Where at some point you got to come across and understand it's time to cut your losses.
For sure.
So.
Absolutely.
We'll see, man. Any last thoughts or anything, Bob, before we get up out you?
Hey, Chicago, y'all showed out and came to Indy. Y'all showed out, but we ain't dancing when we lose. Pack this stuff up and go. We out there dancing. No, we don't dance for this. They bogus.
I'm too much of a sore loser like you. I can't be out there dancing, bro. Like, you know what I did yesterday? After the game yesterday, bro, I went to go cook for my kids because I got to feed the babies, right?
Right.
I cracked a beer, and then after the kids ate, they went upstairs, they settled in. I put on football, but I kind of just stared off into the ether for about an hour.
I'm just on social media listening to the football in the background. Oh shit, Kirk Cousins. Okay, nice pass, bro. Nice pass.
Like, it sucks, man. I hate that I'm so emotionally invested in these teams, but let's hope better days are coming, man. But yeah, let's get up out of here. Make sure you guys are following us at Chi Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We're the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related, man. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at some point. Chi-Town up, Bear down, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.